Subaru Sleeping with Carson. In this short episode, I'll be giving you my thoughts about my first dry run with the longest sleeping platform I've ever made for my Subaru Crosstrek. Enjoy!
First impressions? First impressions are that it worked. It worked as a place to sleep, and now I'm ready to go. Something that I noticed, yeah, I don't know what I was gonna say, but it worked as a bed, and it worked great. I think I did notice, obviously, that it's as I said, you can make your platform wider if you'd like. Mine's only 26 inches. What just happened? I hit my head on the on the ceiling a little bit because obviously it's very close. My head's very close to the ceiling. But you know what I'll do? I'll get used to it, and I'll realize that I am very close to the ceiling. I still preferred sleeping here than a tent, because guess what? When I am ready to go, I'm literally wearing what I was wearing yesterday. I could change, but something I noticed, especially when camping before in cold climates, is when you get up and you get dressed in cold clothing. So what I started doing is wearing what I was going to wear the next day to sleep, because when I get up, it's all warm with me. So I think that's the way to go. Then you just, but these sleeping bags are so hot that I really can't wear anything but probably shorts and a short sleeve shirt. So I'll probably just end up putting on cold clothing anyway. But something I did notice, I think where I was going was that the wideness of the platform. I could notice that, while I'm in here, again, like I said yesterday, all my extremities are in the sleeping bag, that I did notice that, if my arms weren't inside a sleeping bag, sure, they may want to flop off the other side of the not so wide sleeping platform, but they didn't because they're inside the sleeping bag. So I think it works just the way I thought it would. I think I, for whatever reason, ended up moving over to the left side, which was fine because I have the doors to stop me, and the windows are vented, so it was good airflow. I have tons of room to stretch out. It's great, actually. The way I have it set up is I have the mat pulled all the way forward, and then the pillow on the mat, so it's the same height as me. Last night, initially, I didn't do that, and the pillow kind of seemed going down a little bit. I was confused. On why that was, but so now the mat, it's all the same height. The pillow's the same height, and at the end, my feet, they go off the mat just a little bit, but onto the platform. It's actually very comfortable that way. And how I adjusted that last night while being in the car, it was nice that the passenger seat is open, because I just kind of, shimmied off into the passenger seat, and then I was able to adjust this whole thing, and then I came back on. So it is I guess, a option for moving around and having that passenger seat down. It worked out that way. So I like it. Did I, in the middle of the night, lift my head up and hit it right here on the light two times? Sure. It's literally my first time sleeping on this platform. Will I get used to it? I bet I'll not hit my head on the roof. But again, am I excited that I don't have to put a tent up? Yes. And was I comfortable and slept well last night? Yeah, I think so. Do I think it's a success? I think so. Because now I can just totally unzip this bag, and voila! I'm ready to go. And look, I'm gonna slide into the passenger seat right now. Zip! And here I am in the passenger seat, ready to go. Now I just can fold up my sleeping bag and stuff it underneath the sleeping platform and get my shoes on and my glasses and I can get dressed. As a matter of fact, I can push this driver's seat forward, and there's a lot of room right here behind the passenger seat, enough to kind of move around and get dressed in if I needed to. An idea I thought about was to have it all made and just have bungee cords wrapped around like two parts around the platform so it can just be done. The reason for the bungee cords is I have actually had the whole bed made and been driving around just to see what it was like. And on turns, the mat kind of slides off the sleeping platform into me. It's just kind of awkward a little bit while driving. So I think having a little bungee cord to have everything strapped down so I can just drive would be great. And then when I get to where I'm going, pop off the bungee cords, hop into bed, and it'd be awesome.
2 bungee cord setup.
So for Subaru sleeping, uh, this one gets a check mark. I like it, and off to the next adventure.
So when I was putting up the car, I realized that that for whatever reason I chose to sleep closer to the front than the back. But this platform is really long, so I can kind of move around. But I could actually have the space up front instead of towards the rear and sleep right here. I find that there's somehow more space right here. I mean, as it goes up here, it starts to kind of bulk out, and you have the visor and everything like that. And I can also be looking straight out of the sunroof, which I love because when I'm out in the middle of nowhere, you can see all the stars. It's awesome. So, a new option for the sleeping on the platform. Have a good evening.